Welcome to Gashi's Kaman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Me ni wenu karibu, and let's see what is happening in Nairobi. London is burning, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that song you used to sing when you were in nursery school, that London is burning. People asking for fire, 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 and the agent to put off the fire. Nairobi is our London here. Now we are talking about Nairobi, which is burning. It is on fire for sure. Literally on fire. I'm saying this because if you have been following what has been happening in Nairobi since Kenya Kwanza took over the leadership of this country, the crime in Nairobi has hit rock bottom. The crime is on another level. The rate of crime is very high in this country. People are being mugged. People are crying. People are being mugged even during the day. And the most affected people are men and women, and sometimes even children. And what you can say is that thugs on motorbikes are actually hitting hard. They're actually molesting our people. And the funny thing is that Nairobi is now like a crime scene. Ni mahali ambapo watu wanaogopa kwenda kwa sababu ya yale ambayo yanatokea pale. Nairobi and its environs, our metropolitan city, ni sehemu ambayo sasa imekuwa sehemu ya kuogopwa. During the day you find people being mugged. During the night watu wanaogopa, wanaishi kwa uoga mwingi sana. And the funny thing is that when all this is happening, police are watching as the city burn, as the crime continue to skyrocket. As these things continue, polisi wanazidi kukolewa macho, hakuna kitu ambacho wanafanya. And today I want us to look at why the crime rate is high in Nairobi and its environs, and why the police are not acting, because haiwezi ikawa tu hivi bila kufanya chochote. When you see something happening, there must be something behind this. The first reason, in my view, is that police could be on a go-slow. How did it happen that wakati ambapo Uhuru alikuwa pale hakukuwa na chochote ambacho kilikuwa kinaendelea pale? You know, the policemen belong to an unionizable group of employees, leave alone this issue of going through or something like that. But I know it is possible that they could be on a go through, kwa sababu ya mambo mengi ambayo yanaweza kutokea pale, na unajua kile kimekuwa kitokea. Unajua after the elections now we can see that the policemen are now taking sides kutokana, you know, they are also human beings. Kwa hivyo kuna mambo ambayo yanatokea na hayaleti shagwe katika police force. And the other thing that could be happening is that the policemen could be fearing not to use firearms, kwa sababu unajua sasa kwa mfano wakiwapiga risasi wezi, I think they will be brought to book, they will be arraigned in court kwa sababu ya vile ambavyo mambo yamekuwa yakitokea pale kama tukavyoona. Kwa hivyo huenda ikawa hataki kutumia zana za vita, bunduki, risasi nini, kutokana na the new administration that has come, because then they have to learn the ways of the new king. And if you have been following the new king, that is the king of Hasura, ambaye yeye mwenyewe amekuwa akiwakashifu polisi. Remember, he said that the former inspector general was the most incompetent inspector general on the planet Earth, and also the way he was able to handle Kinoti, akasema aache drama. Na the first person to resign when William Samoei Ruto was declared the winner is none other than Kinoti. So the police could be fearing to use a firearm. The other reason, in my view, why the crime is very high in Nairobi and its environs ni kwa sababu ya wale maafisa 9 wa DCI, the special unit guys who have been arraigned in court. Na unajua sasa kile kinatokea ni kuwa wakati wanafanywa hivi ni pale ambapo Waswahili wanasema ukiona mwenzako ananyolewa nawe tia chako maji. They don't know who will be the next, and that is why they could be fearing that they could also be arraigned in court. Kwa hivyo it is a big lesson, kwa sababu ukiona hao maafisa wakipelekwa pale hawajui ni nani mwingine anaweza kupelekwa pale. Kwa hivyo they could be watching as the crime continue na bila kufanya chochote, na wale watu ambao wataumia si wengine ni wananchi wapiga kura ndio wanazidi kuumia. The other reason why the crime could be very high is because the arraignment of the 9 police officers from the DCI could have caused a lot of panic. There could be panic in the police force, kwa sababu hajui vile ambavyo Ruto anataka. Sababu huenda kulingana na vile Gachagua amekuwa akiongea, huenda ikawa wao wanaogopa, they are panicking. When they are in a panic mode, you know, the thugs are very high. Najua vita vya panzi ni furaha ya kuguru. Kwa hivyo wale ambao wanafaidika ni wezi, majambazi, they are roaming all over. Kwa hivyo the police labda huwa wameogopa kabisa. Again, they could be empathizing with 9 police officers, and you see, empathizing, it means you put yourself into another person's shoes. Kwa hivyo wanajiuliza kama ni wao wangefanya nini. Kwa hivyo they could be sympathizing with them and or at the same time empathizing with them. So, and this one is giving room for thugs to roam over the city and do anything that they want. Kuna njia zingine ambazo tunasikia ambazo ni vigumu sana kupita hata mchana. And if you've been following the DCI, jana they tweeted something, even in their Facebook, the way they have arrested some criminals who have been roaming in the city. But kusema ukweli is uharifu umepada juu sana, and we are on another level. And this one can only tell how incompetent Ruto's administration is. The other reason why crime is very high is because these people could be fearing William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto anaonekana ya kwamba pamoja na Gachagua, vile ambavyo umekiongea kuhusu maafisa usalama, utapata ya kwamba ni watu ambao hawaridhishwi kabisa, wanaonekana hawajaridhika kabisa. It's like they don't have the confidence with these people in the way they have been talking about them. Ni jambo ambalo linaweza kuleta hali ya kutamauka katika idara zetu za ulinzi, especially the police. You know, the policemen are the one who are mandated with maintaining law and order, and this a kind of lawlessness in Nairobi. The other thing is that you know, Gachagua had promised that he is going to increase the salary of the policemen. Anytime they took over power, they had said they were to increase the salaries of the policemen when they were campaigning. You remember very well. Lakini 60 days after being sworn in, nothing is forthcoming. Waliingia pale na wakaanza kusema sasa hakuna pesa, ili hali wao wenyewe wanajilipikizia mali, hali wenyewe wanapata pesa zao kwa maelfu na maelfu. So this is something that you know, a failed promise. A promise is a debt. When you don't fulfill the promise, people may not trust you. People may just watch you at a distance, waiting for you to fulfill the promise. The other thing that could be happening is because maybe they fear to be humiliated. The police could be fearing that the government could humiliate them. You know, it is very humiliating for a policeman to be arraigned in court. Na ukiangalia vile ambavyo wanajificha kabisa, hawataki kuonekana. Ukiuliza watu wengi, wananchi wengi, ukauliza maafisa wa DCI ni akina nani ambao wanapelekwa mahakamani, many people will not be able to tell you who they are, because they are covering their hands, they don't be seen. Because remember, these people have families, they have friends. And sasa that humiliation is not good when a man is being humiliated because we interfere with his self-esteem, you interfere with his social life. Kwa hivyo na tena you see that idea of being labeled as a murderer is something that can affect the police force. The other thing is that they could be fearing IPOA, that is Independent Police Oversight Body. That body that is mandated by the law to supervise, to oversight the policemen. Of late, they have been very keen, wamekuwa kufuatilia matukio kwa sababu ya siasa. Unajua mabadiliko ya kisiasa yameleta mambo mengi sana. Kwa hivyo they could be fearing this body, and because they can easily be taken to court. Also included in this maybe is the human right, because watu wanaona kile ambacho kinaendelea, na wakati yote yanaendelea, wale watu ambao wanaumia ni wananchi. So I think something need to be done, because we cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this, because we know very well that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta had managed to secure this country. Many people have become people, watu wengi wamekuwa wakiishi kwa amani, na tena ukiangalia there have been so many cameras, surveillance cameras, even along the road, for instance, along Thika Road, and even along the bypasses, northern bypass, eastern bypass. Utaona kuna kamera nyingi sana za siri ambazo zinaonyesha vile mambo ambavyo yanaendelea. And one thing I would like to commend Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is the way he was able to handle the terrorist guys, the Al-Shabaab, they have been able to be contained in Kenya, kwa sababu hapo beleni watu wakiishi kwa uoga, wakiwa na uoga wa kuguru, kutembea ilikuwa wasiwasi, even going to the mosque. So kwa sababu Uhuru was actually cornered by these guys, but by the time he handed over power to William Samoei Ruto, he had been able to contain this thing. So I don't know huko kwenu kuna nini, kama usalama, hali usalama iko namna gani, vizuri watu wajue. I don't know your town how it is, because generally the crime rate seems to be increasing, and this one can only tell that things can only be worse if something is not done. So as I said in the beginning, if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. Huyu ni wenu Gashi Skyman, the tallest man in Black Africa. For our viewers, I humbly request you just one thing: like this video. That is the only way you can support this channel, and may you have a blessed afternoon. Bye bye.